What's up? Welcome. Half of 2023 is gone and I thought I would make a little video kind of looking back at it so far. Earlier today I accidentally stumbled upon my Last.fm account and I was like, oh, let me see what I've been listening to in the year of 2023. And I was kind of surprised by some of the picks and I thought I'd share it with you guys on the channel. Specifically, we're going to check out my top 23 for 2023 songs of 2023. So these are going to be songs that I listened to this year. And so without further ado, let's just jump into it. Oh, and subscribe. Did you do it? Okay, let's do it. Number 23 and 22 is going to be held up by Banks Arcade, Wine and Be Someone respectively. So two of my favorite songs from that album. It's kind of unsurprising that we see these in the top 23 list because that album, well, it came out kind of later last year, so a lot of those tales of my listening experience are going to be here. But these two songs are one of my favorites from that album and one of my favorites from Banks Arcade overall. If you have never heard of this band or this album, you are missing out, my friend. Number 21, we got Currents, Remember Me. Okay, one of the singles, one of my favorite singles from Currents. I never really got into the new Currents album. That being said, the singles to that album, and specifically Remember Me, is a very good song. It's very, once again, Currents. It has a super nice chorus. It has a face-crushing breakdown. It is one of the better songs on that album, so I'm not surprised that it's here. It's a very good song. I like that. Number 20, Obsession by Aviana. This is, if I'm not mistaken, my top one song of last year. That's kind of unsurprising. That song is still one of my favorite songs. It is just so good. It is so good. I'm so happy I'm seeing Aviana later this year live because I'm probably going to see this masterpiece live. And I've already seen this masterpiece live in High Five Summerfest last year, but you know, never hurts to see it again. Number 18 and 19 is gonna be Gaze and Saving Face from Onslow. So this is a project that I've been kind of hyping on my channel with every chance I could mention them. This is a side project of mainly Sean Hermanis from Make Them Suffer, which is what makes this super interesting because we get to see his whole different persona here. We get to see his clean vocals over kind of bedroom rock, Deftonesy, shoegazy type of style of music. This EP dropped, I think, in 2021, and it has been one of my favorite EPs of that year, and I've been listening to it mostly last year, but we can see these two landing themselves into this one. These are kind of surprising because these are lesser known songs on that EP, and definitely the songs that I didn't like as much as some of the other ones. Kind of surprising to see them here. Number 17, Autumn by No Kind of Rider. Okay, this band has fucking floored me, man. This band has been a very, very huge new discovery for me. It's an indie rock album. And this particular song is just so goddamn beautiful. I can't even fucking describe how beautiful this song is. I'll just let you listen to it for yourself. It evokes some kind of a personal emotion in me that I can't even describe, but it just makes me want to like take a drive at 2 a.m. in empty streets after a rain, you know? That kind of thing. So yeah, I love that song. Theory of Mind by Kublai Khan landing itself on number 16. Also a very, very incredible hardcore track. I just listen to it when I'm angry and I need to commit violence, and I listen to this instead. It is a very heavy song with a very heavy resolution. It is one of the most just monkey brain breakdowns I've ever heard in my life. It just makes me want to just, I don't know, throw myself against the wall or something. It's one of the better Kublai songs, and I'm not surprised to see it in the list. I'm surprised to see it as low as this is, because I've listened to the song quite a lot, but there you go. Oh god. Okay, listen. I check out my music every now and then. I think it's normal. You know, I made this song. I have a right to listen to it. It's a cool song. It's actually my favorite song of that EP, so yeah, permanent. Number 14 is Sans Soleil from Alexis on Fire. That album, I didn't really get into. I listened to it this year, but I mostly listened to Sweet Dreams of Otherness and Sans Soleil after it. And specifically, Sans Soleil has been my favorite song of that album. It is, in general, one of my favorite songs that I've listened to last year and this year. It is so beautiful. It is one of the most beautiful songs from Alexis on Fire, and I highly recommend you check it out if you haven't. It is beautiful. It is soulful. It is a very, very personal track, and it has some of my favorite vocal instrumentation. Number 13, Atina, Slip Away. This one is goddamn gorgeous. It is one of the most gorgeous songs of 2020. I think this came out last year, but it has been mostly in my repeat this year, and I've been just addicted to it. The Spring Will Come breakdown, oh my god. That call out, that breakdown. I'm not gonna say anything else about the song. I want you to experience it for yourself. So if you never listened to that song, go listen to it after this video. Number 12, Elysium. Okay, Invent Animate, landing themselves just outside of top 10. Interesting. We're definitely gonna see more songs from Heavener later on. Kind of surprising to see it so low. I think Elysium is one of my favorite Invent songs. It is one of my favorite songs last year. It is a beautiful, touching, and very dark and sad song, and I love it to death. I love that chorus to death. Happy to see it in my top, not happy to see it so low. Number 11, Gideon, Too Much Is Never Enough. Okay, we got Monkey Heaviness. We got Monkey Heavy breakdown song above it. Now, okay, Gideon's whole album was just absolutely incredible. I've been listening to it a lot, so it's not surprising that this song is here. I'm definitely expecting more Gideon songs up top. This was an incredible release, and this specific song was the first thing we've heard from it. So yeah, not surprising to see it quite high. Cracking top 10 is No Kind of Rider, once again with Distinct. Now this song is just fucking off the charts, man. It is so beautiful. It is so amazingly written. Every time I come back to it, I'm like, oh my god, I'm stopping everything I'm doing because I need to listen to it. It's not a background song by any stretch of imagination. It is gorgeous, personal, and beautiful. Let's use that word. Number 9, Mood Ring, Black Wave. My first proper introduction to this band occurred this year with this song, and I'm so happy that it was, because it's basically a reintroduction of that whole like Deftones-y, shoegazy, metal, new metal sound, but in a bit of a more heavy production style, and I really love that spin on it. One of the most memorable things from this song for me personally is the reverse snare that hits on the second verse. That shit, every time I hear it, it makes me want to go ape shit. Number 8, Without a Whisper, Invent Animate. Surprised this song is not like number 1 or something. It is quite low, but this is one of my favorite, if not my favorite song of 2023. It is gorgeous. It is very, very personal, very soulful, and it's just pulling on some strings, man. I love that song so much. It is one of the most memorable things for me. That falsetto that Marcus hits on the last chorus is just worthy of all the awards and recognitions for this band. This is a goddamn beautiful track. Number 7, Freddie Mercury, Onslow. Another Onslow song, okay, makes sense. Freddie Mercury is a closer of that EP that I've talked about earlier, and it is one of the more unique songs in that EP, and it is one of the more emotional songs in that EP. But I love the balance of this, and I love the story behind it. This song is about, well, the title character, Freddie Mercury. So it is one of the more unique songs I've heard this year. It's very cool. Number 6, Wasted Space by Kingdom of Giants. The comeback single from Kingdom of Giants, from KOG. This song is very simple. It's structured very simply. It's verse, chorus, breakdown, chorus, breakdown. Which is not something that is particularly unique or different nowadays, but very memorable track, and I come back to it a lot, which you can see here. This is an awesome track with an awesome chorus, with an awesome breakdown, and a very, very tasty, nice production quality. I really like it, and I'm excited to see what else KOG has in store for us, but yeah, I'm happy that this song is so high up. Cracking top 5 is another Gideon entry. This is Takeoff, a song that I covered vocally this year, and I enjoyed covering that song a lot. Sadly, after the covers, I barely ever listen to the songs again, because it's just like, I've listened to it too much. But yeah, happy to see this song cracking my top 5. It is one of the more fun, kind of new metal hardcore tracks of the year, from a very, very fun album too. Number 4 and number 3, 2 Sleep Token entries back to back, The Summoning and Chokehold. It's kind of funny seeing these two back to back, pretty much how they released back in January. These two songs have been in rotation for the first couple of months of 2023, then it kind of dropped off because I really stopped listening to Sleep Token as much. I don't know why. I just never really vibed with that album as much as everybody else did. I don't know. Hot take, maybe, but I'm not a big fan of that album. I think it's the weakest Sleep Token album thus far. Hold your pitchforks, that's just my opinion. But these two songs are definitely one of the top tier songs they've ever made. If not a little bit over the top, specifically the Summoning. Chokehold is a better song in my opinion. That's why it's more listened to by me, but these two are pretty much equally great. Number 2 is More Power, More Pain by Gideon, a third entry of Gideon in my top 23 of songs listened to in 2023. Yeah, I mean, fucking heavy, disgusting, and very, very good. It is that kind of hardcore that sticks with you, and I've been really enjoying this track. Well, we are moving on to our first pick, first song, first most listened to song by me of 2023, and that's of course Immolation of Night by Invent Animate. I love that album so much. Heavener is one of my favorite albums this year, if not my favorite, and Immolation of Night from that is just another level of heaviness, another level of craziness for Invent Animate. Ever since I heard that track, I was like, I was first a little bit skeptical. I was like, am I gonna listen to this as much? And as you can see, I have listened to it for quite a bit. I kind of like how my top 23 is very equally spread out. Like, you see there's not a lot of difference between like 23 with 19 listens, Immolation of Night with 37. There's not a huge difference in the amount of listens, which is kind of interesting. I've listened to a lot of songs this year, so maybe that's why like the numbers aren't super high up. We of course can go even further down to see what I've been listening to. A lot of Banks Arcade too. Some Circle Wind, but I'm quite curious to see if any of these songs end up in my top 10 songs of the year overall at the end of the year. Kind of curious to see what I think about these, because this is just raw data, of course. It doesn't mean that that's like the correct order that I would rank all of these songs, because it's not. I can already tell. But just by pure replayability factor, that's kind of where my list is. Super interesting to look back on this though. I highly recommend if you're listening on Spotify to get yourself a Last.fm account just to see kind of the data. I'm a big data nerd, so this is I love doing this. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below which song has been, or songs have been, one of your most listened to songs of 2023. For me, it's Immolation of Night. There you go. Now you know. For you, it might be something different. So I would love to hear your picks for your most listened to songs of 2023. Once again, not your favorite song, but most listened to. Those are two different things in my opinion. But yeah, this was super fun to do. Once again, half of 2023 is gone, and I'm already kind of thinking what I'm gonna do for Hardcore Awards, or should I say HXC Awards, in 2023. So it's about time to start wrapping things up, even if it's only been half a year. But yeah, this was a fun little video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed your company. If you did, subscribe. Drop a comment for engagement, you know, it helps a lot. But that's gonna be all for me. Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See you in the next one.